Welcome to RVing in New England, the nation's only forum that puts you on stage with some of the biggest names in the RV industry. And now your hosts, John DePietro and Bob Zagami.
I got to get that changed. It's supposed to say Bob Zagami and John DePietro. I don't know,
Wait. Why would you consider that when right under my name?
RV media legend. Wow. When did you get promoted?
Whenever I want to. Whenever. That's the good part about, you know what? Like was taking in the 70s, there were a couple of teachers that used to allow you to grade your own, give yourself your grade for your own test, for your own class. I took an A. Why not?
Hey, one time I used to let my salespeople put whatever they wanted on their business card.
Right.
I didn't care what I called them and what the customers called them.
Right.
We got a great show. We got a great show tonight. We got
as long as they made sale.
Yeah, Mike Sokol is in the green room enjoying a filet mignon and a couple of Maine lobsters, and we're going to get to Mike in a little while. I want to run through a couple of housekeeping, which I didn't get to last week because that show was so great. So let me run through a couple of these slides here. We want to pay our respects to Bill Stewart. Bill passed away on March 14th. He was director of education at RV Technical Institute, and the accolades come in from all around the country for students who have become certified technician under Bill's guidance. I know he's worked with Chris Doherty in the Luke. It was sudden. He had some heart conditions, and we're certainly going to miss him. He was a great guy and a great asset to RVTI.
Yep.
We told you before, catch up on Bernie. He was appointed the brand ambassador at Campus Inn. Now, we mentioned that the other day, but now it's official, and he's got the title, and now he can be free to go about the country to promote.
Yep. And the first thing you should do is buy a new hat. What the hell is he wearing?
Yeah, I don't know where he got. He must have been down South Boston. This weekend is the 60th annual open house at Arlington RV. Not their 60th anniversary. It's just their 60th open house because it's actually their 77th year in business,
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
However, go back to that other thing. Breaking news, just in 5 minutes ago. I had just signed a contract to be there on Saturday.
Oh, fantastic.
Be there Saturday. We'll be telling everybody about it. I talked to Jim Taro, and what's Jim? Third generation?
Third generation. Yeah.
Third generation. Hey, you know what? We
played Jimmy's video last week when we played Lexi and Aaron Hirsch. Yeah, he's the third generation, as is Jay Moran.
Yeah, they're cousins, right?
Right, they are cousins.
Their dads were brothers.
Yep. Jay's mother was Linda, and Jay's father was Steve. Jim's mother was Linda, and Steve and Linda were sister and brother.
Okay, that's why he's got a different last name. But he was on his way to pickleball tonight. He plays 3 times a week. I might not recognize him on Saturday because he's lost 100 pounds.
How many?
100 pounds.
Jim's lost 100 pounds?
Yep.
My God.
Yeah.
So we'll Matt Fox, from Matt's TV RV Reviews. He's lost 100 pounds.
But I figured out how Matt Foxcroft lost that. Okay. One day he was sitting at home watching TV.
Toby.
Oh, that didn't make any noise. Thinking he was drinking ginger ale. But he reached over. He was drinking that liquefy stuff.
Oh, his liquefied his toilet chemicals. Like
he went to the bathroom for 3 days. He didn't get off the toilet seat for 3 days. He had to have somebody drive it to an RV dump station. And
all right, good. Tell your fans when you're going to be down there.
Oh, there's Bernie. 9 to noon on Saturday.
Okay.
9
And
to
videos about
We're
every
doing
half
videos
hour.
every half hour
Yep.
right here. And we'll definitely do one with Jimmy so that people will recognize him.
Yeah, they got to be forward to see that. All
Yeah.
right. It's springtime. You got to get your roof inspected. You can get it inspected free of charge at New England RV Roof, but you have to bring it down to the Plainville operation. If you follow Jim and Kurt and their website, you've seen so many befores and after. These guys make miracles out of
Oh,
units that other
well,
people would total.
you know what? And Walter Swenson stands by them because Walter had pretty new RV.
Yeah, he had it done on the Cedar Creek. Yeah.
Right. And you
Didn't
know,
Jason have his done too?
I think so. But
I think Jason did.
let's keep one thing in mind here, folks, is that your RV doesn't have to be 10 years old before it can have issues with water through. So, you know, sometimes people don't understand this, but sometimes people think that the winter is the part that creates problems for RV roofs. When in fact, the summertime, if you're parked out in a parking lot or even in your own driveway with no shade on that tree, no shade tree nearby, your roof is taking the brunt of that sun.
Yep,
And
you got to go there.
can cause just much.
One more quick slide. I
Yeah.
think this, well, like you said, that you just had breaking news. I've got some breaking news also.
Okay.
We broke the record today in Southwest Florida and hit 90 degrees. First time reaching 90s this year. 90 degrees.
But
Got
for
to
those
90.
of us, I mean, we hit 45. Okay, but yesterday morning when I went out, I put the wipers on and there was ice on the windshield.
What's ice? Is that
Ice.
kind of like snow?
Yeah.
That stuff.
Yeah.
All right. We should
Okay.
probably get down to business.
And let's just see who we got joining us first.
Well, yeah, let's run through what we got.
Maria, haven't talked to Maria in a while.
No,
Jim is Geeks on
Jim?
Tour. He is a big
Geeks on
national
Tour,
guy.
a long time. Jim, how are you? God, yeah, it's been a long time. We got to get you back on the show here. Thanks
Charles
for joining
Butler
in.
had evening all and good evening all.
Yeah.
So Charles, thank you.
Yeah.
Spell check.
Good. Yeah, he did too.
Yeah.
Uncle Bernie, hello from Nashua.
Bernie, we're going to take up a collection so you can get a new hat.
Yeah, Bernie, we decided that French wig or whatever the hell you were wearing looks like something you'd see in South Boston during the St. Patrick's Day parade.
Right. Yeah, either drunk or dead.
Well, no. Now that he's got a new job,
right?
He's making more money. He can buy himself a hat, but we should do that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Dante's shot for his time in Daytona Beach. So I got
Was that Dante that emailed us texted us today about where to stay in Savannah. Was that him?
I didn't see that.
I think that was Dante.
But
Dante,
I got to have lunch with him and Laurie. Before they head back to New England. And
Dante, the place is Spacious Skies, Savannah Oaks.
Oh, he's going to try to stop there on the way home?
Yep. It's right on the highway.
Okay.
Right on the highway. You don't have to go into downtown Savannah. However, if you do, in fact, what you can do is unhook it. Is he towing? No, he's not towing, is he?
No, he's got the motorhome. Yeah, he's got. I don't know if he tows the truck. He must tow the truck back.
Okay.
I don't think he's got the motorcycle in the truck.
Okay.
Sometimes he'll take the truck and the motorcycle home and then come back.
Dante, if you get the opportunity and you stop at Spacious Skies, go into the office and ask for Matt and tell him I sent you. Okay. But more important than that, every Italian likes good food. Everybody likes good food for that matter. Crystal Beer Palace is the oldest restaurant in Savannah, and you need to go there. Crystal Beer Palace. Has any of our friends? Okay, he's got both. Okay, have any of our friends been in Savannah? And it's the oldest restaurant. It's like the Union Oyster House in Boston.
Well, how come we didn't go there when we were in Savannah?
because we didn't know about it then.
Oh,
We didn't know about it. We stayed, we were on Winnebago's dime. So, they didn't send us
Jim
over
says they're going to be gigs on the world tour starting next month. I did see something like that's right. You're taking one of those world cruises. Are you still going to be reporting, or are you going to just? My brother-in-law is looking at that type of a cruise, Jim. I forget.
He does boats and RVs.
He does, but now these cruise lines are coming up with this thing they call the World Cruise. Now you're doing it for a year. I know Royal Caribbean, I think, is doing it for a year, but it's 3-4 month segment, so you don't have to do the whole world cruise. The itinerary's amazing, but you do want the one I looked at that my brother-in-law is taking. Half the time is on the water, half the time is on land. But they're going over to the. They're taking the one from Los Angeles that goes over in the Far East and down that way. But they're fantastic. So, which cruise line, Jim, are you going on? Well, we should, before we get lost in space here.
7 years. Is this his own boat?
No, he's taking a cruise.
For 7 years?
Yeah. No, not 7 years. I don't think it's 7 years.
Look.
World cruise 4 years.
Keep going.
All right. So Dante, so he says.
No, the other way.
Be working 7. Oh, they are. Okay. 7 years living on board. Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
No, there's a cruise line that you can live forever and ever on the ship.
Did you think I was making that up? You said, "Oh yeah, right, yeah."
No, I was looking at a cruise line the other night. You literally kind of like buy the cabin and be there forever and ever.
Right. But you implied that I was lying.
Well, I don't cruise. I RV.
Right.
He RVs and he boats and
okay. And there's his boat, Villa V Odyssey.
I think that may have been what I was looking at. Maybe I saw it in one of Jim's posts.
Yeah, there's 3 or 4 of those ships now that you live in you buy it. You buy your cabin.
All right, look, I can't send Mike Sokol back to Maryland. So we should probably. Why don't you do a radio voice and introduce you?
Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that are over 50 years old, you remember vividly Mr. Wizard on TV on Saturday morning, black and white TV on Saturday morning. Well, today, through the magic of the internet, we bring today's Mr. Wizard directly to you live. And without further ado, I guarantee he's wearing that shirt because I have never seen him in anything but that shirt.
It's the only shirt he owns.
And let's see if he's wearing his red shirt. The modern day Mr. Wizard, Mike Sokol.
Oh, no, just like that.
There he is.
I never take it off.
You sleep in it too.
I do. Oh, I'm getting a little echo.
No,
that's with you.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Hold on 1 second.
He's the sound guy.
That was my bad here.
Rock concerts all over the
The greatest electrician in the RV industry gets an echo.
Yeah.
What does that say for us poor bastards?
There we go. Too many things. Now we're back with no echo.
So, Sokol, you look the same. You never age.
My twin brother Joe is completely white. He's 20 minutes older than me. And he says that in any 20-minute period, I could just flash go white.
Really?
Yep.
That's why you color it every week?
No, my kids have actually gone through the bathroom stuff here on occasion and say, Dad.
Looking for that Grecian stuff?
Looking for the Grecian stuff.
Yeah. Zagami, you use the Grecian stuff, Zagami?
Huh?
You use the Grecian formula?
Yeah, I'm getting close to the unveiling of my new head, but no. I didn't lose any more. There wasn't anything up there to lose. So,
Mike, you got to admit, being on the show with us, it's a hell of a lot more fun than being on the show with some RV techie that only talks about electricity. We talk about stuff like clothing, aging,
Well, that is true. I mean, there's a lot of stuff happening.
Right. So we're coming up to the end of March, Mike. That's
Yeah, like in 2
So
days.
we've had 3 months of consumer show season. We had FMC. What have you been doing the last 3 months? What's been keeping you busy?
Oh, I got a bunch of testing to do, but I spent what, three or 4 days out at FMCA. Are you guys getting an echo or not? Are you okay?
Nope, nope,
We're
no
good.
echo.
That's just my monitoring. I can live with it.
You went down to
Yeah,
Perry, Georgia?
yeah, down in Perry, Georgia. And that was really, really interesting. I had a lot of people show up at my seminars.
Were you the
Yeah,
youngest? Were you the youngest person by far in the building?
Maybe the youngest looking, but not the youngest.
Oh.
I'm 70.
Well, did their demos change at all? Did the average age go down at all? Because when we first got our first motorhome 20 years ago, we went to a FMCA event, and I said to my wife, "We are like the children of the people that are here," and I wonder if it's still that way.
There were so many of them with walkers and little motor scooters and
Don't forget the oxygen tents too.
oxygen tanks and those oxygen generators and all that other kind of stuff. Now, there were a few youngsters that are probably 40 or 50 years old, but there's an awful lot of them that are probably pushing 70, 80. I don't know what.
But then you got the ones that they need mobility like crutches to get to the scooter.
They do. I saw a lot of them with two crutches, two hand pieces
so
to do. Yeah.
And then they go over to get the free ice cream cone, which is the highlight of the afternoon.
And then they fall because they need to hold onto the ice cream cone. They drop their crutch and hit the ground.
Yeah.
Well, more power to them, man. These guys want to do it. They do it.
The fact that they're out there, I give them all the credit.
Oh yeah, they're going to town and they ask all kinds of questions. They're extremely
they're
mobile. They want to learn stuff.
Well, yeah, but they're very experienced too. There's a lot.
They
of
are.
knowledge. I mean, you want knowledge. They're in that room now. Did Uncle Bernie interview you when he was down there?
He did not.
Did you
see
meet him?
I didn't. I did not. I was looking around, but had not seen him.
Wow,
Oh, you're lucky.
He was busy doing his brand ambassador videos. I thought he would have run into you. Now, you were teaching every day, right?
Yes, I was teaching every day, and people were chasing me down, even chasing me into the bathroom.
Was Dari?
I don't think we have to go that far, Mike. But if that's what they did that
when I was doing pro sound, I actually have to have security with me. I had a guy that would stop people from chasing me into the bathroom because they would keep asking me questions.
Well, they did that in Boston one year. They were chasing.
Yes, they did, but I had no security. It was just John.
Here until Mike is done, and I promise you, when he comes back out, he'll answer your questions for you.
The secrets.
But they do. They see somebody that can answer their questions, and they don't get it from the manufacturer's help desks.
Speaking about questions, you had one today, and I had one, and I don't know what I did with it.
I had a bunch of different ones. Let me see if I can pull one up on my screen here.
Some that came in, yeah.
So I had a couple of them. They said, why don't manufacturers use resettable fuses in RVs? Is that the one you saw?
Is that, would you say resettable fuses?
Resettable fuses. And what he means is a resettable circuit breaker.
Like we have in the house.
Yes. And the key, of course, is DC fuses are designed to be able to blow much more rapidly or to trip much more rapidly than a circuit breaker. Mm-hmm. And so they're more protective of electronics. So we generally have fuses and electronics. We have circuit breakers for big, heavy duty things.
Interesting. What were some of the questions that you got from the audience at FMCA?
Oh, golly, there were just so many.
What was their biggest concern? DePietro? Wait a minute, Mike.
I have two. No, go ahead. Go with that. Then I have two
very
okay. Well, I think my biggest day was when I was doing lithium and solar. And they, the biggest thing is they get a lot of incorrect information from sales guys trying to sell them this stuff.
No.
And so,
No,
and
that doesn't
they don't
happen.
realize. So, for instance, for example, when you install lithium batteries, your existing battery monitor level is useless. You have to change that out.
You have to change the monitor.
Okay.
You have to change the monitor because it'll act like the battery is full, and then it'll just go bang and just drop. Because lithiums don't have a linear voltage drop. They stay very, very close to their full charge voltage, and when they get down to about 5%, they go whack. They just fall off the cliff.
Okay, Mike, that was one of the questions I have. I have an 08 Class C Winnebago Navion.
Right?
Okay. One of the first Class C's out there. Similar to those behind me. The new people, the people that are getting the brand new units, Winnebago's making them with lithium from the factory. Can I just change my regular batteries to lithium without changing the wiring and all of the support around it?
You can, but what happens is the voltage for your regular lead acid AGM charger is too low to fully charge your lithium batteries. So it'll only charge them up to maybe 85%.
What do you mean? I thought I get rid of those other batteries.
No. If you got, you said it doesn't have lithium in it right now? What does it have currently?
No, it's got those regular old batteries, they say Interstate or something on them.
Yeah, flooded lead acid, FLAs.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're like $100 each.
Right. Yeah. Your charger, your converter has a voltage that it wants to charge these things at. It needs about 1 volt higher to do lithiums to full level. So if you just put lithiums in there, they will charge up, but they will not charge up to 100%. They'll charge up to maybe 85% at most.
Okay. So what do I have to do?
Ideally, you would change out the charger or the converter. Now, if you have both WIFCO and the guys from Southwire, they make just drop-in modules that you can change. And so you don't have to change out your whole load center. You just pop the one module out and put another one in. It only takes 5 or 10 minutes with a few wires. And then it will fully charge.
Well, you wouldn't be doing the work anyways, to Pedro. You're not going to jump in.
No, I know. Are you kidding
But
me?
he just wants to know what needs to get done. This is what people lie to you about.
Right, exactly. That you just throw those battle-born batteries in and you're done.
Nope.
But
not true.
Not the case. Not the case. Yeah, Bernie says it's based on the converter. And John Baker says, big debate on Facebook group. Can you plug a 50 amp RV into a 4-prong dryer receptacle?
Ooh, well, 4-prong, yes. I do it all the time.
That's a totally separate question, though, right?
Okay, yeah. But not a 3-prong dryer. What was the first part of the question?
Big debate on the Facebook group. Can you plug a 50 amp RV into a 4-prong dryer receptacle? Yes,
in fact, I do it back in my shop. A 4-prong dryer outlet is generally 40 amps, either 30 or 40. Mine's 40 amps. And it will have a ground, a neutral, and 2 hots. It's 240 volts. You just need to probably make your own adapter, but you've got to be really, really careful with the 3-prong ones. They sell adapters on eBay and Amazon that are for charging electric vehicles, like an EV charger. It doesn't carry the neutral across. That will burn up your RV real quickly.
Burn up your house too?
And
what?
Mike, burn up your house too?
No, it won't burn up your house. Well, if your RV's parked next to your house, yeah, but
okay, yeah. John may have a parallax. I don't even know where is the converter.
Heck if I know. It's going to be okay wherever your fuses and circuit breakers are.
Oh, okay.
You got a panel there. Usually it's right in there.
Okay.
That is a converter / what we call the load center.
Okay. Now, here's part 2 of my 2-part question. Last month when we were down in Florida, well, I've been saying it all along with electric vehicles. You brought up electric vehicles, which segues nicely. and they said, okay, you know, they were coming out with an electric RV, which still is not available for the general public yet.
Right.
But there are people using these Ford Rangers, Ford Lightnings to pull their RV.
Right.
Okay. I saw a Kia EV9, which is the big SUV,
Right.
fully electric,
Right.
towing a trailer down at Buc-ee's. Okay.
Right.
He had to pull across, he had to block 4 trailers, 4 chargers to plug in, unless he wanted to unhook. Okay. But I asked him about his range, and he said, I can only go 100 miles before I have to stop and recharge.
Interestingly, Ford has officially given up using their Lightning to tow things.
Oh, really?
They issued a press release a month or two ago where it said, we are no longer recommending it. So they're a poor choice. Now, what is great, I think, which I'm trying to get one, is the Ram charger. And this is by the guys at Ram, right? But it does, and it is a gasoline it was recharged. It's got okay, let me think how to say it. It's like a diesel locomotive. It's got a V6 Pentax engine in there, you know, powering a great big generator, powering a battery pack with like 140-mile range on its own, powering the batteries. So powering the motors in the front and rear axles. It has like a 650-mile range. It will recharge the batteries itself while you're driving down the road. And if you don't even have to start the engine up, it'll run 140 miles on the batteries.
Well, you know who's an expert on Ram is
not towing anything.
Mark Polk.
No, well, I think towing, you'd probably be equivalent to a regular, you probably get 400 miles towing. I want him to loan me one so I can go to Frog Rally with it.
You know Mark Polk, don't you?
Yes.
Mark is an expert on Ram, and he's got contacts high up in the company.
Ooh.
So send me a paragraph of what you want, and I'll talk to Mark about it.
Well, I've got Mark on my speed dial.
Oh, all right. Okay. Give him a call.
But I'll get you in the middle if you like.
Huh? Give him a call and check that one out.
Yeah, that would be a great thing, because I think that's the future of this until battery technology gets much better.
You got a gas engine and you got an electric engine.
You have a gas engine powering a generator, charging batteries, powering the electric motors.
Now,
say that again. Say that.
It is a gasoline engine.
I haven't seen anything on that. So is this still?
Oh yeah, it's brand new. It's not out yet.
It's not out yet.
Yeah. It's called the Ram charger. It's like it's a half-ton pickup truck with big honking motors in the front and rear axles.
Did you say it is out yet, or is not?
Well, it's going to be in 2025 here sometime.
Interesting.
What's it going to sell for?
Heck if I know.
Well,
I want people to give me stuff. I don't buy this stuff.
Okay. So, Mike, like Jim Carter said, this sounds like a hybrid.
Well, it is, but with a really big battery pack, 140-mile battery pack. And it's a plug-in hybrid, and it's got, but see, a hybrid normally connects directly to the axles. You know, it normally has a transmission. This has got no transmission. This works exactly like a diesel electric locomotive. I have a whole article I did on it if you want me to send it to you.
Yeah, do that. Maybe we'll post it up there. Hey, let me switch off. I want to give one of the respondents on the Nerd site today. Now, I will read this, Mike, understanding that I have no idea what I'm reading. She says, it's from Claudia UHE. We have a Victron Multiplus 2 installed in our 2018 Airstream trailer with a 50 amp service. The
Right.
Multiplus manual states that the AC in should be protected by a 50 amp fuse or breaker. Before installing the Multiplus, the first thing incoming AC power went through was the 50 amp breaker on the main board, but now the Multiplus sits between the shore pedestal and the main board. What are your thoughts on this? Would using a good EMS/surge protector be a fix?
That's not a fix. He doesn't have a problem because you have a 50 amp breaker in the pedestal. The 50 amp breaker in the pedestal limits the current going into that thing. I think that's just fine. I think a lawyer wrote that.
He's overthinking it then.
Yes.
Thinking that he might have a problem. So what should he do before the problem comes?
You don't have to. I mean, he could add another surge protector out there that would protect you from lightning strikes and things like that. But no need to. He doesn't have to limit it. Now, I could hook this onto a much higher amperage service, but I'm going to put a 50 amp breaker there anyway.
Okay.
Why? Yeah, because I don't understand what you're talking about. But the guy.
Oh, okay. Okay. So the idea of the circuit breaker is to protect the wiring and such downstream of it. And so what they don't want you to do is burn up the input of this Victron, this thing. So they want to limit it in case there's a short circuit inside of this, of the actual Victron charger. They don't want it to go up into a fireball. They want it to trip a breaker ahead of it, upstream of it, which in this case would be in the pedestal.
Yeah.
And I've done this. I've got pictures, I've got videos of me dead shorting this stuff out on 30 and 50 amp supplies.
Sagami, you say interesting. You have no idea what the hell he's talking about. Just
Sure
like me. We have no idea what the hell he's talking about.
Well, I just can't be another pretty face on the screen.
Don't worry, you're not.
He's like Vanna White turning to letters.
All right, let's jump back in and see what the boys in the band
Hey, Sagami,
have to
hold
say.
There is no question that we get some of the best guests in the country. No question.
All right, jumping back to Jim, he did what I said. They bought a cabin.
Right. But we also have some of the best audience members in the country because I don't see Walter Swenson on tonight. He might be watching a rocket ship go up. Okay.
Now look at that. I was getting excited because Jim joined the show tonight, and then he has to go and put that on there. I came for Mike.
That's right, man. They all come for me.
Can we throw him off the show?
Sound is fine. Uncle Bernie. Hello,
Can
Mike.
I ask a question here? Came in for me?
Sure. Well, I want to get through some of these, but go. You ask your question.
Okay, here one. It said, my 2011 27-foot travel trailer will not charge. I got 2 new batteries about a year ago. I've not taken the trailer out since, but I plugged the trailer in to 30 amp to fully charge, and I got nothing. The microwave, the TV works, everything else is dead. And I think what they did was killed their batteries. Know that many modern chargers will not start up with a dead battery. You actually have to put a stupid charger on these things. So it's either that or their DC converter is fried. And the way to tell is to actually go get a meter, get a voltmeter. I have these all over the place, a voltmeter, and, put it on there and you should be getting between 12 and 13 volts.
Okay.
Mike, that background you have, is that a virtual background or is that really crap that you're in a room with?
That's really my desk back there.
Huh?
And this guy over here is a black light poster.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, man. From my Electro Harmonics rock and roll days in the 70s with, hair down to here, jumping through fireballs.
Okay. All right, Bernie. No. Uncle Bernie says hello, Mike.
Okay,
hey.
Jim Carter, 70 sounds pretty young to me.
Now,
it is. I'm still a kid.
But wait a minute. I just turned 81 in March, so you're just a kid.
I'm just a kid. I know.
Do we know Jim Carter?
Does 81 sound as good as 70, or does it sound better?
My wife says she wants to travel for the next 10 years at least, and then I can slow down.
With or without you?
Well, buy your cabin.
Yeah, good point.
Just
yeah.
buy your cabin on Jim's ship and tell her to go on vacation and come back in 10 years.
Well, yeah, she wants to move to Italy.
Jim Roy says, good evening, General. Did you see that picture Jim posted last night? They got another snowstorm up there, and I understand they're going to get another one. This is in Monmouth, Maine. They're going to get another one this weekend. He looked like Sasquatch pissed off. He just, he had like the icicles coming off his eyes. And it was like, I'm done with this winter shit. I don't want any winter stuff. And
it's supposed to be 80 degrees in Maryland this Saturday.
He's got a yard full of Airstreams to work on. All right, Jim says, we presented all the FMCA conventions from 2005 to 2017. Good times. Great times. You know, we joke about it when we talk about FMCA, but the largest convention they had was in 2000. It was at the Brunswick Naval Air Station in Maine, Brunswick, Maine. And they flew out all the naval aircraft that are supposed to be defending the country. They flew them off the base, and they filled the base with 7,700 rigs, the largest crowd FMCA ever had.
Oh, wow!
Lined them up on the runways, and it was. I don't know where my picture is, but I have an aerial shot of that. That was their biggest convention ever. Uncle Bernie says, "Sorry about that, Mike. I was tied up in the tipping booth." Okay.
I was tied up in the bathroom answering questions.
Yeah. John Baker says, big debate on the Facebook group. Can you plug a 50 amp RV into a 4-prong dryer receptacle?
Right. And I was starting to answer that when we got diverted. But yes.
Mike, you're not supposed to jump ahead of the host. You know, this is our show. You're taking over.
Okay, I'm sorry. But yes, a 4-prong, yes. A 3-prong, no. You're going to carefully measure it, and you might have to have. I built my own 40 to 50 amp adapter. It's not about the amps; it's about the volts. If he wants to send me a picture, I will tell him what'll work.
Okay.
Just send it to mike@noshockzone.org.
Yeah, let me put that in here.
Okay. Do we know John Baker, or is he one of your people, Mike?
Does not ring a bell. It could be one of mine. It could be. I have like 12,000 people signed up on my little thing.
Yeah.
John Baker, tell us where you're from and what do you own for an RV?
Yep, do that. All right. So Bernie says it's based on the converter.
That was my question.
Yep. Randy Murray woke up from his nap. Said, gentlemen, glad to see you, Randy. Brian's talking to you now, John, saying that you may have a parallax converter. They make replacements that are lithium compatible.
Yes, they do. That's what I was talking about. You can just a little plug-in, a little converter module.
All right, John says 3-prong is a problem. That's what you just said.
Yes.
Brian says it should be under the fuse panel. Jim Carter.
That's where that module is.
Jim Carter sounds like a hybrid vehicle.
That's that RAM charger.
The RAM charger. Bernie. So you're running a gas motor that doesn't move the truck directly, but runs generators to power the batteries running the electric motors. Why is that more efficient? Well,
I know.
That's a pretty intelligent question for Bernie.
It is a great question, but there's a couple of things. First off, this has got a big battery. You can drive around town. You can drive around the interstate full speed off of just the batteries alone. So for a lot of times, you never have to start the engine. You can go plug this into solar panels on the roof of your garage or plug it into a regular level 2 charger at home if you want and charge it up overnight. And that's a lot cheaper than gasoline or diesel. But when you don't need to actually plug into a fast charger on the road. You can just start the engine up and run it. Plus, it has regenerative braking. So when you're going down a hill, it's reusing that energy that you use to climb the hill. So I think it'd probably get really quite good gas mileage. This is why I want one to play with.
Yep.
Well, you got to do that. All right. So Charlie Butler says the 1969 Popular Mechanics had an article on this concept.
Yes, this has been around for a long time. This is
That's
diesel electric locomotives.
Popular Science and Popular Mechanics.
I remember reading Smokey's Garage.
You what?
Anyone remember that?
What?
Smokey's Garage. I think it was Popular Mechanics. That's how I learned a lot about engines. It was a regular article series.
Okay. John says railroad engines have a diesel engine that produces electricity that runs electric motors that move the engine. Well,
exactly right. This is a gasoline. See, what they could also do is the gasoline engine could be made to run extremely efficient just at 1 RPM. It doesn't move up and down. It just runs whatever RPM they want.
Okay. Like the old Chevy Bolt, it would run only on batteries until they needed charging. Then the engine would start to charge.
Right. And most of those had like a 30-mile range or so. But imagine you have a truck that'll go 140 miles. So a lot of things you can drive around without the gasoline engine kicking in. I think it's the pair of electric motors are like 600 horsepower or something. It's brutal.
All right. Mr. Roy says the Ram Charger will start at $69,995.
Yep, there you go. He's been looking up.
Jim, on what are you hearing as far as availability? Right on, John. Not batteries there. Sounds right on. 80 is a sweet time.
80 years old.
I'm not sure if that refers to my 81 or what.
Then it all's downhill.
I beat you to that, Jim. I already gave the forecast a couple minutes ago. That Maine rally was before us. I've seen pictures. Yes, it was, but it was really the highlight of the FMCA. And the reason that it was up there, Jim, is that FMCA was founded in Hinckley, Maine. And if you ever drive the road where FMCA was founded, you'll come to a little plaque and a rock. And that was where the barn house was, where all these people with their motor coaches got together to form FMCA. Now, if you have ever been to Plymouth Rock in Plymouth, Mass., where the Pilgrims were, the Hinckley Rock is probably what, John, 1.5 times that?
Yeah.
It's not a whole lot bigger than Plymouth Rock. It's about at 1.5 times. Okay, there's Mike's email address, so run with that. And Jim is back here.
Keeping his road trek.
Well,
what year is it, Jim?
Okay.
What year's your road trek?
Oh, that's an older one, right, Jim? He's had that for a while because he had the road trek and then he went to the boat and came back and.
No, has them both.
Yeah, he says you're going to keep them both. Yeah.
Yeah. So John Baker lives in Elmhurst near Chicago. 21 Rockwood, 200 watts of solar, 200. What's that?
Amp hours.
And an old fart dragging it around. I mean,
that's lithium iron phosphate for LiFePO4.
I'm glad you guys understand that. Brian says,
well, we do. There's a big difference between that and lithium ion batteries.
Electromotive. Not sure what that.
An electromotive, yeah.
Smokey Unick. That was the guy from Popular.
Smokey Unick, right? Yeah. Smokey's Garage.
Smokey's Garage. 2011.
Wow. Chevy P10. Wow.
That's fantastic. All right, so Mike, what other words of wisdom do you have for our folks tonight? They're jumping at the bit here. We'll probably get a couple more questions in there, but
well, you know the thing we live in interesting times because there's so much happening in terms of batteries and everything. But I'm supposed to be getting more info on a fuel cell from Watt Imperium this quarter.
Just the fuel cell itself?
Fuel cell that would run like a generator with no noise and about 3 times more efficient.
That would be for consumers?
They're going to be building a power wall for in houses and generator replacement for RVs.
Generator replacement.
No noise. No pollution.
Not bring tears to anybody's eyes, I'll tell you that.
So how would that work?
It's a fuel cell, so there's no moving parts.
Other than the fact that it's being quiet.
Well, it's about, okay, so it's about 90% efficient. A regular generator is only about 30% efficient in terms of utilizing fuel. So tanks of propane will last about 3 times as long driving this thing. They're smart enough that they will integrate solar power and batteries at the same time. Now, initial offerings are not going to be cheap, but I've been after them for several years. I've seen their plant up in Pennsylvania. The fumes coming out of it are actually safe to breathe. They say you could sleep in the room with one of these things if you wanted to.
And still wake up?
Yes.
Still wake up.
And still wake up. 50,000 hours on the propane the filter. So we shall see. As soon as I can get my hands on one, I'll do a full, review.
Now tell me, because I'm so ignorant of this technology. I keep hearing all these ads for Patriot.com that's got, I guess, a solar powered generator.
Okay.
Well, you'll explain yourself. We
Okay.
don't know. We can see the ad, Mike, and say,
Okay.
"This is the greatest thing since sliced bread."
I know what this is. Look, I've been raging against the machine for a number of years on that. So basically, all those is a mini version of what your RV is. It's got solar panels with a battery in there and an inverter. And they call it a solar generator because it doesn't need gasoline. But it is basically what you've got in your RV already. And they're handy. I've got like 10 different ones floating around here in the shop. But they have limited power capabilities. One of these could run an air conditioner maybe for an hour if you really worked hard at it. So they're good backup stuff. They're great backup for in your house. Perfect for that. Good for camping backup.
Mike, let's go back to this fuel cell thing. When do you expect it to be available for consumer purchase?
Not for a few years. If I think they're going to get me, I think they said they could get me a prototype Q2, which is, coming up soon.
Yeah,
second quarter here.
Right. So Brian wants to know what the output of the fuel cell is.
They initially had a 500 watt one. This is a 1500 watt, could be stacked. But you've got to remember, you can't think about this like a generator. This can run 24 hours a day, constantly recharging batteries. So this would be used with like a big stack of batteries, and then completely recharging them over and over and over again. So then you would have a regular inverter, producing 120 volts. But you can look up wattfuelcell.com. They still have it online. Now, like I said, the first ones are not going to be cheap. They're going to be WATT watt Imperium.
Let me drop it
.com. If you want, I can send you links after that. We can do a future show on weird and wonderful things.
Yes, absolutely.
Wattfuelcell.com.
Wattfuelcell.com.
Okay. All right, Bernie's got a question. How does Mike feel about motorhomes that have transfer switches that claim to be surge protectors? Should you still get an additional surge protector?
Take me. In fact, I had a question like this yesterday. I had a big discussion. And here's the key. You can get them that have full surge protection built into them, but they're pretty expensive unit. They're like $800 unit. And if something goes wrong, you are sunk completely. Whereas what you can do is add a second surge protector, just a simple surge protector, $100 one on the pedestal that will protect you against lightning strikes coming in. What it'll do, it won't protect you against a direct strike, but if a big spike comes down the line, it'll blow that one up. And they literally sometimes explode when you get a big enough voltage spike. You don't want that inside of your RV, like if in your Class A, they put them under the bed. You don't want that to be under your bed when they explode.
When it goes off. Explain for us novices here, they put the transfer switch under the bed, or they put...
The transfer switch. The transfer switch with the surge protector stuff built into them. At least the ones that I've seen.
And
They can be any
place
place you like, but they generally put them in that area.
How do you protect yourself? You put another surge protector.
You can put another surge protector in line out at the pedestal. So and I've talked to all the manufacturers, and they do not interfere with each other. It adds more joules of protection, and well, if something goes wrong, that's the thing that's going to take the hit.
All right, so Mike, I'm going to let you do a little commercial for Southwire, because I know that they support you in a lot of your seminars and provide you with products and what have you. And we appreciate what you do for us and coming on the show. So give us a little plug. Pretend it's a commercial. Give them a commercial.
Okay. Well, there's like 3 big manufacturers out there that make these things, and there's a bunch of knockoffs. The Surge Guard stuff, I think, is really, really great. I've been paid to try to destroy them in my lab, and I've not been able to wreck one yet. So I'm just like shorting them out and doing all kinds of things. So it's my go-to unit. Now there's other good ones out there, that are made by the original ones was Progressive Industries, and then after that, you have the guys from Hughes Power Watchdog. And they're good units, of course, but there's some really, really interesting patented protection circuitry inside of the Surge Guard products that I think is the best.
So how do people protect themselves? I read some of these things that, unfortunately society's catching up with campgrounds, but these are expensive units and they hang them out there on the pedestal and they wake up in the morning and they're not there. How do you protect yourself against that? You
can get ones that'll mount inside in your one of your bays down there, and I've seen people do that. But yeah, thieves are thieves. That's the problem.
Interesting. Okay, John says, "You go, Mike." RE Insights. Oh, that's okay. That's
WattFuelCell.com. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably shows up 3 times. John, Chris says she just ran across the interview you did with us at a Northeast area rally.
Yep.
2013.
I think it was up in Essex, Vermont, if I recall correctly. Was that sound right, guys?
They did. Yeah, that was a regional FMCA meeting up in. Was it regional? Yeah, they didn't do the. They didn't do the national in Vermont.
What's Chris's last name? Is it like DeVry or something like that?
Gould. Chris. I don't know. I know, but I don't know. Jim, put in Chris's last name if they need it.
Essex Junction. Okay, yeah, that's exactly what it was. Yeah.
Brian, Watt Fuel Cell. He's got the same thing. Okay. Yeah. Joyce wants to know. This one got Mike. This one got Mike excited.
That won't work. Can a Jackery 1500 and 2000 be bridged? Or you're talking about paralleled? No. Interesting. The guys at Champion, they've got basically solar generators that can be run in parallel with their gasoline inverter generators. There's a whole site that shows which ones are compatible. Jackeries, no. I don't think that'll work at all.
Okay. Nothing like lots of MOVs. What the hell is an MOV?
Metal oxide varistors, of course.
Of course.
I knew that right away.
Of course.
That when you see the thing that says joules, Joules of protection, that has to do with how many MOV devices you have in there, and their job is to sacrifice themselves for you when there is a big voltage spike coming in.
I don't know why I bring you on, Mike, because I just feel much more stupid when the show is over.
I'm just making this all up. None of this is right. I'm just making up gobbledygook words.
I see. Okay. Dante, pedestal usually have a place to secure it with a padlock.
A lot of them do. In fact, I've done stuff where I had like one of those heavy duty bicycle, cables, locks you go around.
You wrap those around it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jim, you're right. Essex Junction. We were there, Jim. You just must have missed us. That's all. Me too, Bob. Oh, no, he's not agreeing to the padlock. He's agreeing to feeling stupid
Oh no, this is fun. Look, I've been doing this since I've been 4 years old. Seriously.
66
Oh,
years.
you guys, how many of you guys coming to the Frog Rally? Anybody coming to Frog?
Not me.
How many people go to that?
Anybody? I don't know. They get 400 or 500 units in there.
Okay.
Bernie, you're not stupid.
Is there a new guy running that Frog?
Yeah, Rennie, Rennee. Used to be Frog Bob. He's taken over from Frog Bob. Frog Bob has retired. Yeah, Rennie's a great guy, though.
Hey, John, did you see the announcement today from yesterday from Forest River? Remember, they made Doug Geddert and I think it's Dick Wright or Nick Wright. They made them co-CEOs of the company. Well, Nick retired. Doug Geddert is the CEO of Forest River all by himself now.
Oh.
Whoops.
We have friends in high places.
Yeah, and we just lost Mike. Well, we're actually at 2 minutes to it. Let's go through some others. We probably cannot answer them, but Jim has the expensive surge protector inside and a less expensive surge protection device only on the pedestal. That makes sense. Yes, we do. Purposes. Okay, so Jim does the Frog group. I don't know what happened with Mike. He's not showing up. He got blown into cyberspace, I think.
Might have been blown up.
Jim, thank you very much for joining us. Also, glad to have you.
Don't be a stranger. This time next week, every Wednesday night for the last 9.5 years.
8 years. This
10
is
years, whatever. 10, 12 years, something like that.
It's in Elkhart, right?
Yeah.
The Frog. Yeah, the Frog. Yeah, you got a Frog product. You should be going out there. Stop on your way back north. I don't know when. Do you know when it is this year, John?
No, I think it's in the fall though.
I think it's in August or maybe September.
Yeah. Goshen at the 4-H fair. Yeah, okay.
Goshen at the 4-H fairgrounds. Yeah.
Yeah, the big place that we had.
So
what do we have down there?
Mike is still not connecting back. Well, we're
done anyway.
Yeah, we're done anyways. In August. Okay, I thought that's what it was. Yeah, and we'll catch up to Mike. I certainly appreciate him joining us. It's always a lot of fun. We like to kid him, but the reason you bring on guests that know more than you do is so that we don't act stupid. It is in August. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. He's coming up on the phone. Okay. I don't hear you, Mike.
You can hear me now, right?
There you go. Got you now. Yeah, you came in just in time to say goodbye.
My computer died here. I'm looking at this. I'm going, it's all dead, but I can do my phone quickly and I'm back.
Well, Michael, I want to thank you very much. It's always entertaining. It's always educational. Just don't give me a test after the show because I won't know what to do.
You know, I'm an adjunct professor, right?
Yeah. Any closing remarks for our fans before we let you go?
Well, don't be afraid of this stuff, but be careful. You know, if things are shocking you, it means something is wrong. It just does. You can find my date. I do something every day. Go to my Substack, rvelectricity.substack.com. And I've just got tons and tons of articles. You know, some of them are easy and some are really, really deep dives, but I think they're all fun.
All right, wait a minute.
Electricity.substack, substack.com. And it's my free daily newsletter.
Yes, by all means, sign up for that. There you go. It's up there. Go there. Yeah.
There you go.
Fantastic.
Mike, always a pleasure having you, sir.
All right, very good. See you guys on the road.
Okay, take care,
everybody.
Mike.
We'll see you all next week.
All right, bye.
See you all next week.